Hello. So, I'm Isabel, and today we're going to talk about sort of record keeping. All cultures keep records. Doesn't matter whether they wrote them on rock walls or clay tablets or scrolls. They all kept records of their people, of their daily lives, things that went on, of their deities and their epic stories that go with those deities. Um, every culture that I have ever heard of keeps records of one sort or another. It's just something that we do as people. We want people to know that we were here, that we existed, that we felt we were important, or that we learned something that someone would need to know later. When you're a solo practitioner of any kind of religion or of Wicca or pretty much of anything, honestly, it's best to keep records of what you're doing and what you're learning so that you don't forget things. Yeah, kind of doing it on your own, you sometimes forget stuff because you're so busy trying to keep track of everything you're doing that you don't take time to really get it all sunk into your head. So, what the Wiccas do is they keep what they call a book of shadows, or a book of secrets. Most people just call them journals. I call it the journal of my adventures, you know. Those of the LDS faith, Mormons, call it a book of remembrance. People scrapbook now, keep photos of everything they've done and certificates and things, and decorate them all up with awesome paper and glitter and flowers and, you know, whatever works. It's all cool. Everybody journals. Everybody does kind of their own record keeping. Honestly, when you really think about it, the Bible or the Book of Mormon or even the Bhagavad Gita, lots and lots of different religious books, honestly are all journals. Somebody sat down and went, hey, this happened and it was really cool. And I need to tell people about it because it was so cool that people need to know. Because they'll learn then. And then they won't have to, you know, go through such an ordeal that I went through just to learn what I learned. I could share. You never know what the next spiritual book's going to be. You know, did Nephi really think that his book was going to, you know, survive till now? Probably not. Did Moses, who wrote most of Genesis and Exodus and all, think that, you know, people in 2012 were going to be reading, oh, hey, and we did this, and, you know, the Book of Numbers where they, like, count everything. I mean, like cows, chickens, people, children, everything. Did he think that his record keeping of his stuff and all the different tribes and all the different people, did he think people in 2012 were going to be reading that? Probably not. You know, you never know what the world's going to need until all of a sudden the world has a need and you go, hey, I can fill the need. That's so cool. You never know what you're going to need to pass on to future generations, whether that's your children or your godchildren or your best friend's kids. Could be your nieces and nephews. It could be your cousins. It could be your siblings. You never know. You don't know who's going to need to learn stuff. One day you might be a teacher. Like somebody might say, hey, you have this skill. You have this thing I want to know. Can you teach me? And if you forget bits because you didn't write it all down, it's going to be a lot harder to teach them. So, you know, keeping records is a good thing. Who knows, you might be inspired to write a poem or an epic story about what you've learned or where you've been, or, you know, who knows. If you have all the records in one place, it's going to be so much easier than if you're like, oh, you know, when I was 20, I did this thing. It was really cool, and like it turned out really good, and then like it was awesome, but how did I start on it? What were the steps? What was the process? You know, so that you can teach someone else how to do it. You have to kind of have the steps in the process. If you don't, it's harder to teach them because you got to refigure it all out, and it may not work as well as when you did it. Or, you know, it may work better because you've already done it, but you can't remember what step you just left out that made it work better this time. So, you know, records. Possibilities are endless as the people on this plane as to what you may need, what you know for. I'm just finding, honestly, that my knowledge is actually useful to other people. Kind of shocked me. The person I thought was a teacher to me is now staring at me going, wow, where did you learn that? Oh, well, I've always known that. And he's all, I didn't know you knew that because you never say anything. And I'm all, oh, I didn't know it was valid. I thought you already knew that part. So you never know. I'm 26 and I'm figuring out that my stuff's actually valid. So it's kind of exciting, actually. When you hit that point, it's going to be exciting for you too. But if you don't have the records, you may not be able to share as well as you think you're going to. So